because it was handed to me and I haven't put in no work, you're bugging. Because I'm 24 years old and I look washed up because I spent hours in the studio. Hours. I paid over $50,000 in studio time because you gotta pay good engineers, you gotta go to a good studio, and you gotta put in that bread. I did it with my money. So for to say that I don't deserve it because I don't put in no work, now that's when I feel like because I did it myself. Niggas must have forgot, my nigga, the shit that I did to motherfucking survive. Like, I had to go strip. I had to go, oh yeah, you wanna fuck me? Yeah, let's go to this hotel. And I drug niggas up and I robbed them. That's what I used to do. Nothing was motherfucking handed to me, my nigga. Nothing. So for a bitch to motherfucking say that I don't deserve shit, that's when I know that they fucking bugging. Because they do not fucking know the shit that I had to do so niggas could take me out. Because nobody wanted to help me. Nobody wanted to fucking help me, my nigga. Nobody wanted to help me put me on Love and Hip Hop. Niggas wanted me to be stuck in the strip club. And then when I got on Love and Hip Hop, nobody wanted me to fucking think. Nobody wanted to help me with my mixtape. Nobody. I had to do everything on my own. That's why I go so hard, and that's why I be so grateful. Like when I find out like people like Gabriel Union want to give me a role and be Mary Jane, or like Beyonce stylist want to.
Okay. So we hear now. Supposedly, supposedly one of, and I hate even saying it like this, one of the men that allegedly were robbed by this is like a joke, damn near. One of the guys who was robbed and drugged by Cardi B came out. And this is not funny at all. It's actually pretty sad that when it comes to men being taken advantage of, nobody gives a fuck. A guy wrote a whole story about it. He says, I was in New York about 5 years ago training, and my trainer suggested we go to a strip club. Normally, I would have turned him down, but this time, I decided to go. By the way, this is a guy supposedly. Yo, look at the picture of Cardi with the... cocking back the Quaalude. Wait, what would women drug men with these days? I don't know. Cocking back the pill is crazy. Not the windmill tomahawk. Oh, no way. Oh man, this is not a joke. Somebody says, "Yo, hey, a girl did try drugging me one time. That's a fact. This is not a joke, and it's just unfortunate that when it comes to us men, like people really don't give two fucks about us." By the way, I'm gonna get to Cardi B's side because she claims it was all cap, but she did speak on it recently again. That's why it's even back up again. Anyway, so this guy, he writes a story. Yo, the tongue out is crazy. Nah, hold on, the tongue out is crazy though. No, the tongue out is crazy. Nah. All right. Enough. This is not funny. This is not some funny shit. Okay. So nobody ever turned me down, but this time I decided to go. So boom, we go to the strip club. All right, this nigga sound like he's from New York. Anytime when a nigga says boom, he's from New York. New York niggas start every story like, yo, boom. And what else they say? I can't remember what else. Anyway, okay. So boom, we go to the strip club, and I met Cardi. I'm feeling her, and I convinced her to come back to the room with me to have a drink. Now, see, I think this is cap. You told her you would pay her to fuck, or you would pay her something. Like, you're not convincing a stripper to come have a drink with you at your room when she can stay at the club and make money and still have a drink with you. So I've been drinking already, so I had to piss. So I slid to the bathroom and came back and finished off my drink. Last thing I remember, she was twerking on me, music blasting, and that was it. The next morning, I saw a used condom on the floor, and I noticed all the cash I had, which was about $850, my Louis Vuitton belt, and my iPod. This shit was a minute ago. My iPod Touch. Yo, this nigga. All right, this ain't funny at all. I ain't gonna hold you. iPod Touch? My boy probably thought he was the man back then. See, I tried calling her several times, but soon I realized she gave me a Google Voice number. I know she did it, but I couldn't prove it, so I never went to file charges, mainly because I didn't want my fiance at the time to know what just happened. So I took my L. I can't lie. It was certainly traumatizing. As a man, you never want to admit you were taken advantage of. No man wants to say, me too, says Smith. Oh, my God. All right. By the way, this nigga is fully capping. If I'm gonna be honest with you, just using some common sense, you take a woman from the strip club and you convince her to come to your room to have a drink. You're purchasing punani, brother. You're purchasing pussy. Okay, and it would probably happen if you ask me if this was a real story, brother. She's a stripper. She's expecting a transaction. Yes, listen. The last thing you remember was taking a drink, but she went on and probably sucked and fucked you. I don't know if this happened, but I'm just using some common sense. She went on and sucked and fucked you, and you're passed out, and she looked for compensation. Now, her taking the belt is just petty. Like why are you going to take the nigga Louis Vuitton belt? Okay, I guess this is stealing after this. Yeah, this is stealing. Yeah. Even if I was thinking that maybe she was charging $850. Nah, She took the nigga belt and the iPod Touch. That's crazy. Anyway, all right. Okay, so this has happened a while back then. By the way, she did speak on it. She spoke on it one time in a Twitter or no, in an Instagram comment where she said this, and she was talking about the clip. She says, "I didn't say drug. It clearly says drop. Why is it okay for rappers to rap about the same shit? But if Cardi B says it, it becomes an uproar when I say something. This is hip hop, real street people. Raping? When did I ever force a man to penetrate me? Molested a man? Shove a penis inside of me? I never force anybody to do anything with me. If you're going to hold me accountable over some words I said, you should hold every rapper." Wait, is she talking about? Oh, okay. So she was debunking this. Okay. All right. So I thought she rapped something else and she was talking about the rap. No, she was talking about those words according to this Twitter page. It says there's been accusations about Cardi B drugging men and raping them because there's a video she posted before the fame saying she drugged niggas and robbed them. Actually, this is how much we don't give a fuck about men. Even me thinking about that story, let's think about what it is. Let's say she's drunk. No, he's drunk or he's like whatever. Because I hear the condom, I'm like, oh, he must have consented because you had to put on a condom, right? But technically, right? Anyway, all right. Okay, so she had cleared it up back then, and now we get a new, like she was in Spaces, got frustrated, and she went off at some people bringing it up. She said this.
Why y'all keep writing Cardi, whatever, Rob man, whatever crap? So what? I'll do it again, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I don't feel bad. Y'all know how I don't feel bad for no niggas. I feel bad for no niggas. I'll do it the fuck again. And y'all think y'all gagging. I talk about that shit on my album too. I don't give a fuck. Do it the fuck again.
Okay. This is where it kind of gets a little dicey because if I'm going to be very correct and literal to what's being said, and even though I do believe Cardi B talks in tongue-in-cheek at times, and also I do believe this is some petty, bitch, y'all not going to shame me for some shit that I was doing coming up. She didn't say drug, I believe this time. And tell me if I'm caping it. Tell me if I'm caping it. Tell me if I'm caping. I'm not trying to cape for her, right? But I also want to be accurate. I don't think she said she would rob again, definitely. Which, by the way, that's not no dope shit neither. Like, you know what I mean? A liar and a thief are like two of the worst things you could be, especially, I hate women who steal. I hate women who steal. A woman that will steal from you, I believe, will do very evil things to you given the right circumstances. Because usually when women steal, they feel it's a harmless thing. They're like, oh, I just took some shit. He got it anyway. But like, it's theft. You get what I'm saying? Like in some countries, they cut your fucking hands off for that type of shit. So, me, I don't believe that you should be taking something or anybody else that you didn't earn, you didn't ask for, you don't deserve. But to be clear, I think the outrage around this wasn't that she may have stole from dudes, right? Because we do hype up and praise men who claim they've robbed other people, even though, again, there is a difference, right? Because one is a rapper saying, yo, or I'm robbing some stranger or I'm robbing my op or whatever. It's another thing when you're deceiving someone you're having an intimate moment with, a lover, right? Like, that's clearly a difference, right? It's the reason why people don't look at regular assault like how they look at sexual assault, right? Like, clearly it's a different thing. So when things happen within the context of intimacy and within the context of two parties being together in an intimate moment, it's exponentially worse. So I'm not, even though she did make a point that, well, rappers rap about robbing people. Well, you're robbing somebody who probably just had sex with you or who's having a sexual moment with you. Like, that's kind of scummy, right? But to be clear, I don't know if she says that or she admits to drugging. I'll run it back again.
Why y'all keep writing Cardi whatever Rob man, whatever?
It sounded like she was about to say it. Sound like she says, why y'all keep writing Cardi B rob niggas? Which this might be a little bit of, hold on. This might be a little bit of like cognitive dissonance on her part, where like trying to come to peace with either what she did in the past or what she's admitted to doing, is that she's now corrected it, where she's like, yeah, I did rob niggas, but I never drugged them, right? Because I think we look at drugging any human being. Like, if you drug someone, you put them in a state where they could possibly be killed, they could be taken advantage of sexually. So I guess she's like, yeah, I robbed him, but I didn't drug him, right? Clearly, either war ain't good, but I think if we had to pick one, we would be like, yo, the drugging is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Shit. Like, when we hear that, we just think of Cosby or some shit like that, right? Anyway, again, I'm just trying to be factual to what she said, but it looks like somebody was in the comments or tweeting, because this is Spaces, and she addressed it. She doesn't necessarily admit to the drugging, even though it felt like it was on the tip of her tongue, but she does say robbing. So she's basically saying, I didn't rob niggas, and I'll do it again. Now, one thing I'll say, and I think this is really out of frustration, when she's like, I don't give a fuck about no nigga. Like, I'm pretty sure that's out of frustration, honestly. No matter what she's going through with Offset, you do care about niggas, because you care about him. And also, you have a son, Wave. That's her son. You care about Wave. Like, you wouldn't want, and that's why I said this probably got to be a heat of the moment thing. I'm not excusing her behavior or excusing what she's saying. But you would feel a way if somebody said that they robbed and drugged or your son in the future. So, when you have this nonchalant, I don't give a fuck about niggas attitude, which is kind of almost like a feminist agenda these days, just remember you're the mother of a son. And remember, your husband is a guy who, most of these, and this is true too, Cardi knows this, most of these women who come out with these like rumors that they're fucking Offset, it's because they're trying to take advantage of him too. So again, anyway.
Why y'all keep writing Cardi whatever Rob man, whatever crap? So what? I'll do it again, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I don't feel bad. Y'all know how I don't feel bad for no niggas. I feel bad for no niggas. I'll do it the fuck again. And y'all think y'all gagging. I talk about that shit on my album too. I don't give a fuck. Do it the fuck again.
I want to hear how her album sounds. It sounds like it's going to be personal. But for the record, I think Cardi B should always denounce those actions. I think Cardi B is the queen of... You remember this was right before OnlyFans, right? Remember when Cardi B popped off? I remember going to... This is when I'd also signed a deal. I signed a joint venture for the Academy Records, which I still have. And every time I would go to the studio, I was having meetings with artists in studios, which that's like the best place to have a meeting with an artist, right? Because you could be like, yo, just play me some music. Or they could be like, yo, I'm going to do something real quick. All right, cool. I would go to a bunch of studios. I'd book a bunch of time. And I would show up there, me and my team at the time. And increasingly, when I walked in or when I was walking out, because you had time slots, there were always strippers who were headed into the studio, especially early morning. A lot of these girls would come straight from a strip club and go into the studio. Why? They were watching what Cardi B did. They saw a woman, and most of these girls, no matter how much they love hoeing, they don't want to just be in a strip club. They all want to be Cardi B. They want to be successful They want to get out of that life, right? And I would watch so many of these women come in and they didn't know how to rap, but they would come in and try to do something because they were hoping to be Cardi B. Now, why do I say that? I say that because Cardi B, much removed from that life, is still the inspiration for women in said life. So when you co-sign behavior that you don't have to do now, that you won't be in those positions, there are women who are there who are saying, that's how Cardi B get up out the mud. That's, Cardi's saying she do it again, so why wouldn't I do it now? That's my problem. And I think she should understand, one thing, and we get at not only female rappers, but male rappers as well, is about that role model thing where a lot of times the support you get is because people see you, see them in you, right? So when you think about, like, there's a bunch of people who see themselves in Sexy Red. Then there's a bunch of other people who they just like the character of Sexy Red. But there's a bunch of women who are like, that's me. Shit, bitch, I could have been famous because shit, I get down like that, right? A lot of women, when it comes to we've never seen a stripper, which, by the way, was just really a denigrating position within the music game, a disrespected one. We've never seen a stripper come up like she came up, like and own it so much. Not saying that other women didn't dance before. She owned it. There's videos of, I won't play here, of Cardi like literally on the pole. There's videos of her clearly being a stripper for years. So I only say that to say, not only do she have kids and a husband, even though she filed for divorce, I think she should be very cautious of even trying to double down on these words, because I personally don't believe, I believe she's saying that out of frustration rather than intent. But the reason why I think there's no intent there, she's not in that position no more. So it's easy to say you would do it again because you're not in that position anymore. But the girls who are looking up to you, you're influencing them to do that to some other niggas. You know what I mean? And it do get a little spooky out here, and I think for both ways, because I think I said this to you guys too. I think being a stripper is just such a dangerous job, right? It's such a dangerous job. Yo, if you're a stripper, like maybe you steal from a square and he finds out and nothing happens. Bro, you work in a strip club where you're either half naked or fully naked. Somebody feel like you robbed them and they know they kill other niggas for less. You think they not about to either come kill you, do something to you, maybe actually then they want to sexually assault you. You're putting yourself in a position that I don't think you're armed to deal with the most frequenters of those clubs and those vicinities. The majority of people spending good amount of money in clubs are going to be the people who ain't going to take getting robbed. It's going to be the drug dealers. It's going to be the scammers. It's going to be the rappers. Some people might take the L, but some people might be like, yo, I don't let niggas in the streets play with me like that. How the fuck am I going to let this bitch? Come on. This is nightlife, people. So that's why I always look at it and I say, yo, I hope every woman working in these environments, I hope they be safe. This whole finessing shit, yeah, you'll finesse your way into a casket. Because, again, I know of certain situations where women may have thought they were getting over on dudes. Then they will shoot them. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, nigga, you're not about to come. You gonna rob that nigga for his real money? He got 10 bands in his pocket. You sucked him off. Nigga fell asleep. You slipped something in his drink. Now you ran. He wake up. You're nowhere to be found. Nigga, you know what club you gonna be at. You never gonna be at that club. You gonna move? I bet. When next time he see you, wait for you after work. Now he shoots you in the fucking head. It's just not a safe way to operate, I believe, if you're within those vicinities. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's a dangerous, like, even tip to give to women. Like, when women work in nightlife, God bless their soul, even though they hoeing, that is a very vulnerable position for women to be. You work super late. You're getting paid usually in cash currency. So you're attracting all of the very worst elements, and the majority of the patrons are going to be the people who are not CEOs of a company. They're going to be the niggas who's CEO of the streets. So play with them niggas if you want to, right? Anyway, so Cardi, I hope she thinks responsibly, and I believe she'll clean this up. I believe. I hope. And now, what do I think about her speaking on her experiences and maybe some of the weird things she had to do? Like, listen. Her being a dancer, I would imagine she had to have some stories. Maybe she had to do something a little strange to get a little piece of change. She was down bad, had to pay rent. Hey, that's one thing I've always given her credit. She owns that. Like, she owns that. Like, okay, I'm gonna be honest about what I really did to get here. Yeah, I have no problem if she be rapping about that. Like, shit. I mean, maybe I don't identify with everything she's saying, but if that's true to her story, cool. But glorifying drugging and robbing things, no. Okay, all right. Yeah, I should have did this topic a while ago, so I'm glad I got it off. All right, bet. Let's get that off the list. Yeah, chat, I'm long-winded as a motherfucker, huh? All right, we're not even halfway through the topics. By the way, Ray Daniels, I did see you. I followed you. Ray Daniels says you want to speak about this Atlanta media thing. I'm down to speak. I followed you, and I sent you a DM. I sent you a DM asking for your number. So somebody could kind of instruct him, just please respond to the DM. We'll find a way. Either we could have him call into this stream, or I'm down to speak to him if we get him on Discord, or I don't know if he's ever. I think he was just on Joe Budden's show, so whatever. All right. Okay. All right, bet. Let me see what other topics we got. Let's see, what's this? Actually, I'll play this. But I'm playing this because I want to get you guys' opinion on it. I was watching Black Twitter in shambles. Now, if you guys don't know, a lot of Black Twitter is really ran by Black feminists, and also bitter baby mamas, just truth be told. Hypocritical at best. They hate, they speak ill of a black man. But if a black man gets shot, they claim they're the first to protect him, but they're the first to throw them under the bus. They hate if a black man goes outside their race to be in a relationship, but they celebrate if a black woman does. Just classic hypocrisy, right? Like, it just oozes out of them, right? And a video started to actually, cause some conversation among this group of people who are highly hypocritical. For example, I'll even give you one. I'll just even Google it. I even look it on my other screen. Look. I saw a grown-ass woman having a whole full conversation about Bronny James' girlfriend. They want to know if she's black enough. Because here's the thing that most black women fear, is that a strong black king, a guy who's the heir of a throne, that would be the throne of somebody like LeBron James, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time. They care if his son, who's, by the way, I think his son is just 18. I think Bronny's 18, right? Will his son stick his penis into a white woman, or will he keep it black? Yes, this is what grown-ass women have think pieces on Twitter for, because I don't know. Clearly, their jobs are not giving them enough shit to do that they're so concerned with it. Now, one of the reasons, and this is not really about Bronny necessarily, but like, for example, the Bronny thing, Bronny went to prom. Let's see if we could go. Bronny went to prom with this chick right here. People were furious. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dr. Umar, he not even in his grave, but he's still rolling around. Yo, people were highly upset.
Now, the amount of stuff I've been hearing about Cardi B, like, I don't know how many men that Cardi B drugged, or like who's going through it. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie, if you got drugged, I'm not gonna say you deserve to be drugged, but it's like, bro, come on. You really made her do that to you, bro. I mean, I can't even say that, bro. Like, it's hard to say though, man. Like, whole situation is tough. Cardi B, back in those days when she was stripping and stuff, she was not the most attractive woman on earth. Man, every time her and Offset get into an argument, something, or they fall out, he just gets her pregnant back every single time. Like, you should see the type of relationship her and Offset have. They have a very toxic relationship, and Offset is a very toxic man. I love a man like Offset. Every time they argue, every time she acts like she's gonna leave him, have y'all peeped? Every time Cardi B tries to leave Offset, she just ends up back pregnant. He fucks her summer up every time. Like he said, I bet no winter for you, no spring for you. No, you want to act like you going somewhere. No winter, no spring. So you're gonna stay inside. Every time you act out, you're gonna feel the baby kicking. And she's gonna act like she's gone. Guess what? Baby number 4 is gonna come. Then baby number 5. They gonna probably have about 10 kids by the time he's done. They're locked in for life. Plus, Cardi loves that man. You feel me? She gave him 3 kids. They're locked in for life. No matter what comes out, they're locked in forever. And you feel me? I don't think people should talk about Cardi B because Offset loves that girl too. Yeah, he probably does not want anyone talking to her or about her any type of way. You might get hurt. You might catch a falcon punch out of nowhere. So watch out. Stop speaking about Cardi B. Just let her be. Let her drug men in peace, man. It's your boy Big X News, and I'm out.